While the Atlantic hurricane season is quiet to start August, with only one area to watch with a low chance of formation off the U.S.'s east coast, the Pacific Basin is remaining active as we start off August, with Tropical Storm Gil weakening as it moves west, with two tropical waves following behind it off the coast of Mexico. The Eastern Pacific hurricane season starts a little earlier than the Atlantic hurricane season on May 15th. A peak in activity in the Pacific Basin's hurricane season is noted in late August, but this peak is much less pronounced than the peak in the Atlantic hurricane season activity in early September. This sees relatively high levels of activity in the Eastern Pacific that tends to spread out over a larger portion of the season than the Atlantic, with most tropical cyclones occurring between late June and early October. This region typically sees its first hurricane in early June, while the first major hurricane typically forms in mid-July. And the Pacific is already on the G-named storm, with two major hurricanes so far this season. The Atlantic still hasn't moved on to the D-named storm, with only 3 tropical storms to date. However, the Atlantic has yet to start its most active time of the season, which begins in mid-August and lasts through mid-October with a peak in early September. The Atlantic historically sees its first hurricane in mid-August and its first major hurricane in early September, with nearly 90% of hurricanes in the Atlantic forming after August 1st. So we still have a ways to go until the end of the season on November 30th.